afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Oso Libre Live. I'm your host, Michael Mourvedre, and this week we have stories from around the ranch and beyond. Hopefully it'll be a good time for you. We hope you enjoyed last week's and trying to just get our feel for the way things go around here on the live interwebs. And I think we're a little bit better this week, I think. Hope you think so as well. If you'd like, please be sure and comment on Facebook, or you can email us at info@osolibre.com. We'll get those comments as well. We're going to start off today's show again with Jeanine, and she's going to be telling us a little bit about Mourvedre. So take it away, Jeanine.
Hi guys, Jeanine here. I am in the Mourvedre block of the Oso Libre vineyard. We have 4 acres planted here. So Mourvedre is known as Mourvèdre, Mourvedre, Monastrell to its native Spain, and Motaro in parts of the United States and Australia. Its origins date back all the way to 1st century BC. While it isn't a commonly known varietal, you might recognize it in a variety of different Rhone blends. It is the M in GSM, which is a blend of Grenache, Syrah, and Mourvedre. It is almost always in our Rhone blend, Carnat. We also make a single varietal Mourvedre called Bendición, which is only bottled every 3 to 5 years. As you can see, our Mourvedre block is planted in a low elevation of the vineyard, so this makes it very susceptible to frost. And typically Mourvedre takes the longest to mature versus our Cabernet Sauvignon and Primitivo. This often results in a smaller yield, so we rarely have enough to make a single varietal. Bendición means blessing in Spanish, and it truly is a blessing. And now we're back where we started in the Mourvedre block. I have a glass of the 2015 Bendición here. A few months back, this won Best in Class at the San Francisco Chronicle Wine Competition. Mourvedre has lots of gamey characteristics, leather, spice, dark red fruit, pepper, and it's actually fairly easy to pair with food. Goes really well with stewed meats, duck, venison, lamb, and Michael is actually going to be pairing the Bendición with Paella a little bit later in the show, so stay tuned. Cheers!
That was very informative. Thank you very much, Jeanine. Hope you all learned something about Mourvedre, the other red grape. And next, we have Chris. He's out in the pasture today, but not so much looking at the cows. He's going to tell us about our renewable wind energy and solar panels that we have here at the winery. So now, off to Chris.
Hi there. This is Chris Bear, and today we're out here on the 5-acre pasture below our tasting room at Oso Libre Winery. You can see the cows in the background. It's their time of year to enjoy the spring growth. But what we're talking about today is some of the things we do for our sustainability in practice. And one of the most important things is this wind machine. It's called a WECF, which stands for Wind Energy Conversion Facility. What it does is it turns, of course, 24 hours a day. It doesn't, unlike the sun, require the daytime hours only, and it generates 10,000 kilowatts, and that's why it's called the 10 kW. We put it in back in 2004. We had quite a fight with the county. At that time, believe it or not, the county was adverse and against it because it was changed. We know that we're the first one to be at a winery in the state of California, and certainly the first one at a winery in the county of San Luis Obispo. What this machine does when it turns is it pulls 2 tons of air pollutants out of the air a year. What the machine allows us is to remove 16 tons of greenhouse gases and 200 pounds of air pollutants each year. The lifespan of this machine is about 30 years, and it needs virtually zero maintenance so far, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it holds that way. When we put it in, there were neighbors and the county that said that it would kill birds. So I just wanted to mention that our dining room windows and our garage doors that are left open kill about 2 birds a week. This machine has been recorded to kill about 1.5 birds a year. So it's much safer than those thought when you only have one of them on your property. It stands 80 foot tall. The blades are 11 foot long each, so a total span is 22 feet. And we're so grateful that it allows us to have a 0 carbon footprint when we combine it with our solar. When we were fighting the county to put it in, Linda sort of imagined that I was running around crazy like Don Quixote chasing windmills, if you've ever ventured to read that 40,000 page book. So when we opened our winery, and we had Michael Barretto teaching us how to make wine, our flagship wine is Quixotic. And that came originally from her decision that she thought her husband was crazy, and so it became one of our trademarks that we're very proud of in the wine department. Along with our WECF machine, which is a part of our SIP solutions, we have our solar panels up on top of our tasting room. We have 77 panels. It also produces 10 kW. So together collectively we have a total possibility of producing 20 kW. That's enough to run the winery, our home, all of our pumps and wells on the property, and leave us with a 0 carbon footprint. Unfortunately, the sun's not always out and the wind doesn't always blow, so we ultimately don't get quite that total, but we do get more than the winery, which is what allows us to continue to have a 0 carbon footprint. Next time we see you, we're going to talk a little bit about our cattle, and until then, I'm going to stay on the weight game and eating program. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Chris. And I hope everybody was taking notes, because there is going to be a test on this. So Craig, I hope you got your notes down. Those will be downloaded on YouTube at the end of this. You can take the test and hopefully get nothing. Next, it's time for our segment with Ashley and the news. So take it away, Ashley.
And now the news from Adelaida and beyond. Today's news, weather, and commentary are brought to you by our estate Mourvedre, known as Oso Libre Bendición. All right, guys, stay with me. Hand harvested, destemmed, not crushed. Fermentation was carried out with the yeast strain isolated and harvested from the Brunello region of Italy. Flavors were extracted using traditional délestage treatment, then lightly pressed using a pneumatic bladder press and tasted until just the right amount of tannins were perceived, about 1.7 bars of pressure, and blah, 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 blah. Take it from me, your good friend Ashley. All you need to know is that it tastes good. Yum. Now on to the news. Trespassers found lurking around at Oso Libre Ranch. After last week's feature about Jesse James spending time here at Oso Libre Ranch during the 1860s, Chris has noticed a few trespassers nosing around the back of the property. We have always had our share of looky-loos, but this past week has been a little out of hand, said proprietor Chris Bear early this morning. This photo was taken this morning while Chris was patrolling the property. No doubt they are looking for the rumored treasure that Jesse and his brother are supposed to have hid somewhere in Paso Robles. Now the weather. What a difference a week makes. Last week I sat here and told you that the Zinfandel was just coming out. Now, only 7 days later, look at this. It is the same plant, and look how much growth has happened in such a short period of time. Last week was mainly in the mid-80s, as it is this week. We will check in with this same plant next week for further developments. Now, on to something completely different. After the epic failure of Barretto's idea last week to interview people on the street, I don't know what made him think that was a good idea, we are going to try something completely different. We are going to call this Ashley's Opinions, and this week we will be talking about the latest fashion trend that is taking over the nation, face masks. I don't know why this has taken off as fast as it has. It seems they are everywhere. Hell, I even have been wearing one from time to time. I guess everybody wants to look like Dr. Sloan and Shepard, or McDreamy and McSteamy, which I'm a McSteamy girl myself. Are they a fashion statement? Should they match your outfit? Are they utilitarian? What about bling? Oh, how long will it be before we see them bedazzled? Let's take a look at these, shall we? Photo number 1. Yeah, bling, not terrible. No. She's either just left Walmart or on her way there. Either way, definitely, no. Oh goodness. Yeah, this guy thinks the aliens are coming. It's not a pandemic. The aliens are coming. Well, that is going to wrap it up for this week. Stay safe, everyone. Back to Michael.
I want to make it perfectly clear that Ashley's opinions are not reflected by anyone else here at Oso Libre or maybe the rest of the United States. So, moving on, looking forward to the future a little bit, we're hearing some glimmers of hope coming out of Washington, California, and other states. So, we're still hopeful that at some point around Labor Day, we might be able to put on one of our burger days in some fashion that is correct and appropriate for what is going on at that point in time. So we're taking reservations for that. It's probably going to be a really slimmed down event compared to those we've had in the past. But if you are going to be in the neighborhood and think you might want to travel up and join us, please do that. Same thing is true for our June 6th Wine Club pickup party. We're still hopeful that one or both of those events may still occur. So looking forward to those, and the world's starting to heal and mend. Next up, I'm going to be coming to you from the kitchen, and I'm going to be kind of raiding the pantry a little bit, creating one of my special dishes that I like to do at home, and that is Spanish paella. So here we go.
Hello, and welcome back to the Oso Libre Kitchen. I'm Michael Barretto, and I have a real special treat to cook up for you today. We're going to be doing a Spanish paella, a rice-based dish. We're going to walk through a few steps, so we're going to do a couple pauses here and there so you don't have to bear through the entire time, but it takes about an hour from start to finish once you get all your ingredients. They're going to be listed over my shoulder, and then we will post them in the show notes so you can do this at home. What's going to be different about it, normally I have a recipe that I stick to. It's primarily chicken with Spanish chorizo and then different types of seafood on top. But with the way that we're kind of closed down, I can't go out and get everything we seem to need from time to time. I raided the freezer here at the winery, and for our protein, instead of chicken today, we're going to be using some sirloin steaks, and instead of Spanish chorizo, I've got some Mexican-style chorizo. So that's going to add a different flavor to it. But let's start off by first, an important ingredient, an important preparation for it is we're going to be doing the stock, which helps cook the rice. We need to do this first and get this to a simmer close to a boil so that when we get to the part where we need it to add it to the rice, it's close to boiling. If we start off with it cold, then it's going to take a long time for us to get our paella ready. So what we're going to be doing the dish in this time, instead of a big Spanish paella, is going to be using a fry pot right here. So this will be enough for a family of 4 or 2 big servings and then leftovers for lunch. And so what you need to start off with is 2.5 cups of beef broth. You're going to add that to your stock pot. And then the special ingredient which really makes paella pop is saffron. So if you happen to have this stuck away in the cabinet, go ahead and use it. If not, it just will take away a little bit of the spiciness to it. You'll be able to get through without it. But it does give some nice aromatics. You don't need that much. Just a few threads is all it's going to take. We're going to add that to the top of the stock pot. We're going to turn it on and get it to a nice rolling boil. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Now that we have our stock at a simmer, we're going to set that aside to keep it warm for a little while, and we're going to move on to the protein. Got our fry pan on, warming it up, and what we're going to do first is we're going to just lightly brown these steaks. They're going to cook all the way through when we do the rice portion. We just want to get a brown on them. Once we're hot here, now that the frying pan's ready to go, just going to take the individual steaks, set them down, and we'll brown them. So hopefully while you're at home these past couple weeks, you're finding some interesting things to do at home. I never venture from my traditional paella recipe. So this is the first time I've ever used beef as the main ingredient, beef stock. So we'll see how it turns out. From the aromas coming off the pan, I think it's going to be okay. So everything's got a nice sear on all sides. That's ready to go in the side pan. And then we're going to do the chorizo next. This is about half a pound of Mexican chorizo. I'm just going to put that into the pan and cook that up. Got that done. And now I'm going to put it into our almost cooked pan, and then we'll just be dumping this back in as we get going. Okay, now it's time to create the dish. We're going to start off, you got to have everything ready to go because things start to move pretty quickly at this point. We're going to put just a little bit of olive oil in the pan. Pan's nice and warm, ready to go. Get the oil around in there. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start by putting the onions in, cook them till they're soft and translucent. Add the garlic real quick. That doesn't take very long. From there, we're going to add the rice, the meat, paprika, and then a little bit of frozen spinach that gives you some color. All that kind of goes together really quickly. We put the stock in, and then we're going to walk away for about 20 minutes. So I'm going to start off with the onions. Those go in. Now you want to season them a little bit with salt and pepper, a little bit of sea salt, a little bit of pepper, and then we will cook these down for about 7 to 10 minutes. Now we got the onions cooked down to where they're nice and soft. Again, about 7-10 minutes. We're going to add the garlic next. That cooks up real quick. We just need to make it aromatic. Once you start to get the aromas, you know you're good. From there, it's time to add the rice. And rice is all about proportions. So for the 2.5 cups of stock, we've got 1 cup of rice. Put that in, and we just want to kind of get a little bit of oil on it, sear it up. Once we get it coated with oil, we're going to take our paprika and just a nice coating all the way through. That's what gives the dish its color. Depending on if you use spicy, dry, ooh, a little peppery. Gives you some different flavors, either sweet or spicy. Get that coated all over the rice. Then we're going to take our frozen spinach. Normally I use peas, but all I had available was spinach, so we'll go with that. It's time to add the protein back. And so basically I'm just going to nuzzle these steaks in at even places throughout the dish. The chorizo's left, and that just kind of gets poured onto the top. And now it's time for the stock. Got our stock that we kept warm. Just pour it on top. That coats everything. And you'll see that we have a nice little boil going on. I'm gonna move that around a little bit. And so what we want to do now is let this simmer away for about 20 minutes. Then we'll check it to make sure that the rice is soft, and then we're ready to go. So you don't want it to go to a boil. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. You just want it to simmer a little bit, okay? So we'll be back. Okay, about 20 minutes has passed since I saw you last, and what has happened that time is I really haven't done anything. Once you get this set to a simmer, you just let it take care of itself. With this being a Spanish dish, I thought that it would pair nicely with our 2015 Bendición. It is 100% estate Mourvedre, and although it has a reputation of being, you know, the big Rhone variety, its true origin is Spain, so that gives you a little bit of foods pair well with wines that come from where the food comes from. So Mourvedre, good fruit, good structure. It's going to go great with the steaks that we have here. To serve it up, I'm going to grab my tongs, grab a nice juicy steak here, set it down, and then grab a scoop of rice to go alongside it. And dinner is served.
And there you have it. That was today's lunch. So after that was prepared, we all kind of distanced ourselves around the table and had a nice paella. Hope you tried it at home. That was the first time I've tried it with beef as like the main protein, and it was really good, especially, you know, with the steak and beef. So that was very enjoyable. One of the questions I saw come through was about grinding of the saffron, and I've never ground it. I just put the threads in the stock and let it simmer for 20 minutes or so, and that seems to get the flavor that I'm looking for out of it. But there's always next time I can try something. So that's going to wrap us up this week for Oso Libre Live. We thank you all for joining us. Thank you very much. We got some equally interesting ideas set up for next week. So we hope you can join us then. Thank you so much, and we'll see you later.
Châteauneuf-du-Pape region of France, Provence.
France.
Yep. Okay. Ha.
And now the weather. Now, wait. And now for the, wait, no, wait, I need another drink.
Ashley, come on. This is only 4 minutes. Can't you wait till it's over?
Well, no.
Cut. Let's do it again from the top.
Oh my God, I'm not a monkey.
Mourvedre is pronounced Mourvèdre, Mourvedre, Monastrell to its native Spain, and also Mataro in areas of California.
It's out of the air a year, and it pulls, I don't know because I just forgot.
You know, with the way the world's going, this may happen sometime. But not me.
Hello and welcome back to the Oso Libre Kitchen. I'm Michael Barretto. Got a special treat for you today. We're going to be whipping up a pan of paella. Paella. See, I'll do this all day. Okay, ready?
Mourvedre block. Oh. Hey, Petey. Petey! Can you shut that off?
I'm Michael Barretto, and we got a real...
Take it from me, your good friend Ashley.
Cut. You need to finish the copy before you take a sip.
Ugh, fine.
Try it again.
Take it from your good friend Ashley. That all you need to know is that it
I said wait till the end of the copy and then do it.
Take it from your good friend Ashley. All you need to know is that it tastes good.
That's better. That's okay.
Always used in our popular wine, Carnal. Pausing, pausing, pausing.
Push it through.
A rice-based dish with different pipes. Yeah.
Photo 4. Now this guy thinks the aliens are coming. It's not a pandemic, the aliens are coming.
All right. Okay, we're looking